Today I'm going to do some redstone R&D with the brand new copper golem and try to figure out a great alternative to traditional storage. Let's get started. There's a couple quick things you should know about basic copper golem behavior. When they spawn in for the first time, they spawn in on top of a copper chest, so you don't even have to craft it. You got one straight out of the gate. And the copper golem will open it up and search for items inside. If it happens to find an item inside, it will look for a regular chest in the vicinity to go deposit those items into. And to put things simply, this could be the new way to do auto sorting without any redstone. It's absolutely insane. Now, there are some specifics with the search process that you should know. If a copper golem finds a chest that it cannot deposit items into, it will move on to find another one, and it will search up to 10 chests before giving up to idle for 7 seconds, and then it will start the search process all over again, but it will not necessarily do them in a particular order. So my goal today is to figure out how to force the copper golem to look in the same chests every time so that we're guaranteed a specific result every time. Because when you're sorting hundreds of different types of items, you need some guarantees that the items are going to end up in the right place. I have a very simple theory that I want to test, and it's based off of something that I did earlier. I set up a row of chests just like this and put it to the maximum search distance that a copper golem can look for, and that is 32 blocks away. So I set a chest up at 33 blocks away to see if it would traverse its way all the way down, and it did not. Once the copper golem hit the 10th chest and set itself into the idle phase, when it returned to searching again, half the time it would go here, and then back this way, and then back that way. It was all just so completely random, and it wasn't working out. So the next thought that I had was, what if we break this up into sections, and we only give one golem 9 chests to work with, and then the 10th chest has a special function we'll get to in a little bit, but I do need to test this theory to make sure that it works. So I have 10 chests right here, 9 of which are going to be search chests. This one's going to be a special chest we'll talk about in a minute, but I'm going to divide this and put another chest right here just to demonstrate that this is where we're dividing into a completely different part of the storage system. So I'm going to put 1 diamond in each of these chests as a filter item temporarily, because I don't want the golem to deposit anything, and I want to make sure that it can traverse down the line in somewhat of a consistent order. And when it gets down here, I want it to completely ignore this chest and go back in that direction. So, Mr. Copper Golem, here's some lapis. Let's see what you can do. And you know what? Let's block this off, by the way, because my theory is if the copper golem's AI cannot detect a path to this chest, it'll ignore it completely. So hopefully that is correct. Okay, so it's hit all 10 chests now, and it's going to idle for 7 seconds. And then hopefully it won't even look at this one. It'll just start going right back down the line. Okay, that's fine. That's not the end of the world. Need to keep an eye on this one. Is this copper golem going to look here? Okay, very good. Yeah, this is looking promising. So far, he's got no idea there's a chest on the other side of that wall. Oh, the ideas. The ideas are flowing. Proof of concept confirmed. So here is the next phase of this project that I hope works. This is why it's so vitally important that the copper golem goes down exactly in order every single time, because this is the transfer chest to move items to the next copper chest for the next copper golem to pick up and load into their section. If for some reason the copper golem goes out of order, maybe it decides to skip this chest and search here first, it could potentially drop items that belong in here into the next section of the storage system, and I don't want that to happen. So we've got some testing to do. Okay, so I've reset the system, and I've built a little bit of a track here that only one copper golem can fit down, and I need to make sure that it cannot get out. Again, this is just to test proof of concept. I want these to be double chests. I'm going to go ahead and throw some lapis back inside of this chest and see what he does. Now, I am wondering if the copper golem is pathfinding to this chest now that it's kind of exposed with this hopper, but let's just see what happens here. Okay, it's not going to find any space in any of these first 9 chests, so it's going to throw all of this lapis in the transfer chest, which is going to go over here for, well, let's just say the next copper golem, which we'll throw right there. And that copper golem should end up picking up that lapis as soon as it's inside of its copper chest. So far, so good. Everything is going in exact order. Beautiful and amazing. There it goes. Oh, yes, he's going back. He's going back. He's ignoring this one right here, and that copper golem's picked it up. Oh, proof of concept confirmed. New storage system, auto sorting with no redstone. Absolutely zero redstone. This is revolutionary. How do I make this bigger? Okay, here's the next phase. Double chests with trapdoors dividing this into 2 lanes. Will one copper golem stay on one side and another copper golem stay on the other? So far, it doesn't look like this will work. What if I put it here? Oh, don't break the chest, Blue Jay. Fix it, quick. Ah, I broke the filter. What's their hitbox? Are they 2 tall or 1 tall? Are they technically 2 tall to go on that? Oh, this looks like it could work. Oh, yes. I need them to avoid colliding with each other. That is the main priority. Is he going to slide under? Oh, he's going to slide under. I wonder if there's anything else that I could use to block these guys off onto one side. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I tried several different methods of getting multiple golems, including having golems along the side of the chests, and that was not consistent at all, but I finally figured out having one up top and one down bottom works absolutely perfectly, and the transfer chest is sending all the lapis here, and these golems are taking them to the appropriate chests over here. One thing to note as well, in order for these golems not to pathfind back to this chest, there needs to be 2 blocks of space. It was not working before, and as soon as I separated them by 2 blocks, everything kicked into high gear, and it's working like a dream. So, if you really only want a single row of chests to sort through, you could probably stop here. But I want to see how far I can push this. Have I actually done it? I've actually done it. After several hours of scratching my head and sometimes smacking my head, oh, we ran into wall after wall after wall with this project, and it's finally working. This is the first ever in the world 0 redstone fully automatic sorting system. So let me tell you how this thing works, because it's actually pretty simple and pretty amazing. The first golem up here is going to grab the items out of the input chest, 16 at a time, and detect the first closest chest on this top row, and because he is just out of range of the bottom row, will ignore these chests completely and only go for the top row of chests. And every single time, without fail, I've tested this for at least an hour, the golem will go right down the line until it reaches this transfer chest right here, and the golem will pass off the items to the next row, which goes into this copper chest. And you're probably thinking, hey, Blue Jay, how come this golem doesn't reach into this top row of chests? Well, it's because the behavior of golems makes absolutely no sense. This golem right here reaches down below and grabs this chest. I believe it's because this row of slabs that I've placed here for the pathway is blocking the view of this chest right here. So essentially, even though this golem is on the same plane as these chests, it's further out of reach and out of sight. So it goes for the one directly below, and same thing, without fail, we'll go one by one down the line, checking the chest for these sorted items, and then pass it off to the second transfer chest, where it will hit this copper chest right here, and this copper golem down here seems to be taking a break. Can we encourage him? Oh, you can't do this to me while I'm showing the people how this works. Get to work, buddy. There we go. Okay. You know what? It's a beta. This is bound to be a little bit buggy, but what's not buggy is the consistency of which these chests are opened in order. It is really pretty incredible to watch happen. And you can see that I've tested this pretty extensively. The golem should deposit 16 more right there. Absolutely amazing. And then go on back for the rest. This is it. Fully automated, no redstone required. So take a moment, take a screenshot, note where the copper golems are if you're going to build this in preview, but keep in mind, this is a preview, it's not available in the full game yet, and some things are subject to change. This might not work in a few months. I hope it does, because this is pretty stinking cool. I want to give this a quick stress test and put some real life items in here to see what it does. And then I was also discussing this with my good pal Rebel, who's helped me out with a few different redstone projects over the years. And he suggested maybe we try to put this into a real world situation as well. So I've got an idea of what we're gonna do. Okay, so I've got 3 categories: wool, food, and wood, and this should give us enough to at least test this out. So everything that I've got in my inventory right now should have the ability to be sorted, except for this pink wool. That's what this last chest is for. This is either overflow or a transfer chest to another module if you want to build a second one or a third one or a fourth one. Essentially, you can build this as big as you want. Anything within the mob sim distance, this will work. Let's toss this stuff in there in a random order and make sure it all goes into the right spot. And there it is. Yes. Like a well-oiled machine. Beautiful. Now that should be the full stack of light blue wool. Yep, we're moving on to oak logs, which should make their way down to the bottom row. Did you deliver the logs? You sure did. What else do we have in here? I see some orange wool flying around. Okay, it hasn't made its way down to the last chest just yet, but Copper Golem is doing his job. Excellent, thank you. I think this is 100% confirmed, working as intended. We just changed storage forever. If you never want to learn redstone and build an auto sorting system, you never have to again. Just get some copper golems and you have automation. This is peak Minecraft. If you could just see the giant grin on my face right now. This is why this is my favorite game in the world. Nothing will ever beat Minecraft. Ever. The input chest is empty. All of the golems are finished transferring items, and let's take a look at what we got. We got some saplings in here. Beautiful. Some planks and some logs. Over here, I've got a little bit of food, and it looks like everything is in the proper place. And it looks like all of the chests that had the filter item have been left untouched. This is working flawlessly, and before we finish up today's video, I want to point you to a real-world example of how you could use this. This is a very, very simple sheep farm that I built in my Bedrock guide world. In the actual build, I grouped it together to have all 16 colors of sheep, but here's just a sampling of 4. All I have to do is take a hopper and lead it back to the farm from the input chest, and then watch everything flow in. All right, here we go. First batch of wool deposited. Now, the next color, which is purple, is gonna skip this chest because there's already something in there. And now I have a purple wool chest, and I didn't even have to sort this for myself. I can lay it out for myself if I want to, and they will respect whatever's in the chests, but if there's nothing there, I don't even have to sort it anymore. They'll do it all for me. This is one of the best things to come to Minecraft in recent years, and I'm excited to tinker with this mechanic even more over the next several months before it officially drops into the game. Minecraft storage is never gonna be the same. So now, all I'm gonna do is rummage through all of my chests and enjoy the colorful sorted wool that I didn't have to work for. Thank you so much, Copper Golems, and thank you for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.